and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G, and so happy that you're joining us on this show. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. We have a fantastic card. So, if you're watching from the rebroadcast, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you take time to leave us a comment and let us know what you thought about the video. But if you are joining us live, we want to welcome you, and we see Linda live. Okay, fantastic. And I am just waiting for my sister to tell me that we are up and running and everything is well on its way. And she says we are live. Well, we went on Facebook and we went on Instagram and we went on Twitter to invite our crafting friends to come join us tonight. So we hope that we have a big crowd because we are going to create such a fun card. Hey, Stella. Hey, Joan. Joan was over with us over on Instagram, I think, or was it Facebook? I don't remember. I get kind of crazy trying to figure it out. It's so funny because on Facebook, I'm always trying to figure out how to end it. How do I end it so I look like this crazy person? Hey, Melissa. So happy that you've joined us. Well, tonight, we're going to make a 3D card. Look at this. Can you see this? See how this has a little flat panel right here? We are going to create that card. Now make sure that you stay with us because we're going to show you 2 more cards tonight. We're going to make 2 cards and we hope that you like them. Now we're going to use some of the new products from Stampin' Up. And I want to remind everyone, if you're not a Stampin' Up girl, that's okay. We reach out to everyone and we love to be inspired by everyone. So if you go out and make this card, please email me a copy or better yet, put it on our Facebook channel so that everyone can be inspired, right? Because we all like to, what's the best way to say it? The best form of, what is that saying? The best form of, appreciation is copying someone. Well, I just killed that saying, but there is a saying out there. And the best form of a compliment is someone to copy your work. So we want to copy your work too. So make sure that you post it over on Facebook. We are, oh golly, we've been missing our crafting friends, but we put our other videos up every Tuesday and Thursday. So we hope that you hop on over and you look at those. Plus we put on shorts, plus we put on Instagram reels, so we're quite busy. But we want to make our lives very special for our crafting friends, and we hope to accomplish that. Now I want to remind everybody that's new, if you pop on, Maudie, my sister, is over in the chat room. And we are just connected. We are 2 sisters on a crafting journey. And we spend a lot of our time planning and deciding exactly what to do for y'all. So if you ever have any recommendations of a card that you want to see us make, all you have to do is either email us, go to our website, you can drop us a note on our contact form, you can email me, you can, post underneath this video. We would love to have some comments from y'all as to what you want to see. Let's see. Oh, hey, Marilyn's hopping on. Hey, so happy that you're with us. So, you know what? Without further ado, which reminds me, do y'all do Wordle on the internet? Because I know a lot of people, I do Wordle every night. So like I'm up at midnight and I'm doing my Wordle because it starts fresh every day. It really keeps your brain active. And one of the words that people always use to start off is adieu, because it uses all the vowels. So that's funny. That just reminded me of that. If you don't do Wordle, you should try it because it's really quite fun and there really is strategy involved. But I digress. Let's get back to the card making, okay? Hey, Pat. Hey, Sandra. Yay! So happy that you're with us. Well, let's head down to the crafting table? Let's get started. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Here we go. Now I want to remind you that our measurements are listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com, and I actually have them up already. So you can head over there, you can print that page, and you'll have all the measurements. You don't have to worry about it. Hey Lisa, so happy that you're with us. I'm just so happy everybody's with us. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to take a piece of cardstock and you need to cut it down to 8 and 5.5. So you cut just a little bit on this side. You cut just 1/2 inch, right? But then you cut this just like a regular card. And now we need to make some score lines. And let me just show you. I want to go over this again. Here are our score lines. You know, for those of us that are visual learners, here is our score line. We're going to score at 2 and at 6. And then we're going to turn it, and we are going to cut in between these score lines. Can you see that? That's how it's going to be done. So let's go ahead and grab this and score at 2. And I want to see in the comments. Now you can see my shirt. Now, what colors will we be using? Because the colors are on my shirt that we're going to use for our colors on our cards. So let's hear it, guys. You can use Stampin' Up! Colors, or you can use whatever colors you use. So I'm going to score at 2, and I'm going to move it over, and I'm going to score at 6. And now we're just going to do a few cuts. And this is such an easy card. This 3D card we didn't even know it was this easy until we made one, and we're like, okay, this may be our favorite card. So now we're turning it portrait, right? And we are going to move it to 1 1/4, and we're going to cut it only between our score lines. So go ahead and grab it, and I've got to really see where that score line is. I can see that it's right here. I'm going to move this over just a little bit so you can see it. And I'm going to move that up. And now I'm going to run my score line down. I'm going to run my cut line down to the other score line, which is right here. And you see how we cut this? Okay, now we're just going to flip it over. And we're going to move it to 1 1/4. And you need to make sure that this is straight up here. That's very important. Oh, Joan's kind of close. Oh, we have some Cajun Craze and Coastal Cabana guesses. Okay, now I'm going to move this back up. And I'm going to get this right on that score line. And I'm going to move it down to here. Okay, you see how we have our 2 score lines? Now the next thing we want to do is we want to score this piece right here. So the way you score that is you put it back in your trimmer and you score it at 3 and 5, but it's only between our cut lines. See, it's not hard at all. So now we're in the scoring mode. So we're going to score at 3. Just make it score, and then we're going to move it over to 5. And we're going to score at 5. Let's get this moved up. Score it at 5. And now we can leave it in there just like this, because we need this card to fold in half, right? Just as if it's a regular card. So we're going to bring it back to 4, and we're only scoring at the top, right to the cut line, and at the bottom. So you see, it's very, very simple. So we just scored it right there, pick it up, go down and score the bottom. And that gives us our fold that we need to make this a card, right? So let's see what happens. Let me see. Now, the first thing I would do is I would score this up. So I would just push this up just like this. Now, let me get my, hang on just a second. I'm looking for my bone folder. We're going to just grab that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just fold it up. Okay, and yes, this first card that we make, we are actually going to use some new DSP. And we're actually also using a new stamp set. Woohoo! Okay, so here we have our card. The next thing we need to do is we need to just take our fingers and fold this middle part right here. Try not to fold that, right? Don't put a fold there. Just fold this middle part right here. So there we have it. Now, the next thing we need to do is this crease right here, we want to fold it up, just like this. See, so really it's just about 2 cuts and then folding it. That's all it is. So now look at that. We have it just like this, and when you go to close it, it very naturally, all by itself, closes. And then you need to go ahead and give it a good crease everywhere. And look at that. It fits in the envelope. When you open it up, you have it. And now all we have to do is decorate it. Well, let me just show you what Maudie and I spent time doing. We got these sleeves and we got our clear labels, and we ran all the labels of all our colors on our cardstock, because this is how we store our cardstock little pieces, little bits. We put our cardstock in front and then we put our little bits here. So we had to make all these changes, and you are right. If you guess Cajun Craze, this color right up on the other side, right here, we're going to use Cajun Craze for our first card. So now all our color cardstock looks so pretty. I don't know if you can see it back here, but it looks so nice. So now the next thing we need to do is we needed to cut some paper. So this first paper we're going to use is Pretty Peacock. Don't you love that? Pretty Peacock. I got it. It's over here on this sleeve. And we are going to put that right here. So let's go ahead and just lay that down. And how is everybody tonight? Do you have any great things to tell us that you've been doing in card making? What have you been up to in card making? Maudie and I are just trying to organize our craft room with all the new colors. But what have you been up to? Let us know in the comments. So we're just going to lay down that first mat. And as you can tell, there's just a very small border around here. Okay. Now I want to show you the paper that we are taking our next paper from, our DSP. Look at this. Is that not beautiful? Oh my goodness. So pretty. Look at the different colors that you get. Don't you just love those daisies? Now, as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we get to purchase things early, but we only get to purchase a few things, which is kind of sad. So we were only able to purchase this. But we are going to make some Instagram cards out of these right here. So make sure that you check out our Instagram channel if you haven't done that, because that shows a lot of our cards done really fast. And it gives you an idea of how to make them. So we went ahead and we cut the panels. Now I want to give you a tip here. When you have directional paper, you want to make sure and know exactly what your dimensions are. Because if we had cut this the other way, meaning this way, it wouldn't have looked as pretty, you know, where it goes long this way. So you really have to pay attention if you have what you feel is directional paper. So we really love this. And Pat, we can definitely, we know how you feel. Craft room is a mess. Our paper's good, but the rest of it, we need a little bit of work. So, but you know what? It is a work in progress, right? It'll never be perfect, and that's fine with us. Hey, Felicia, welcome. Okay, Z-fold using the sea turtle. Oh, you know, we live in the desert in Las Cruces, so we don't live by the ocean, so we didn't buy the sea turtle. But I see people make it, and it's just so pretty. I bet yours is gorgeous. Okay, now look at that. Isn't that looking pretty? We really like that. And we are also going to use some beautiful gems for this. Now, the next thing that you need to do is you need to cut a piece of paper like this. And I want to make sure I get it the right way. Yes, it's the right way, just like this. And see how it goes past this? Well, we cut our paper. Now, look at this. This is from that new 6x6, new in colors. And this, I believe, is the copper clay. Isn't that pretty? Well, of course, another one of my favorites is pecan pie. Because I love pecan pie. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, Joan, you've made 40 cards. And who are you giving your cards to, Joan? Do you have a team of 40 people, or are you giving them to people? So see, we're going to layer our cards just like that. So knowing that we're going to do that, we are going to shade a little bit. And let's see, I got that crooked. So we're going to bring in this wonderful blender. We are going to bring in our pretty peacock. And did I show you the wonderful Cheerful Daisies stamp set that we're working with? Now, this is a 2-stamp process. And you can stamp this light, and then you come in with the definition in dark. We're going to do something a little different, though. We are just going to use this in the dark, and you're going to love it. So there's lots of ways to use all these flowers. So we're just going to do a little bit of blending around the edges to give it some color. Marilyn, finally, oh my gosh, tax season. Tax season and free shipping. Does it get any better? Okay, now what I like to do when I blend is I like to start off the paper so that you don't get a blob on the paper, right? So we're just going to start off, and we're just going to come in just a little bit. And remember, I've told you this before, but the amount of pressure that you put right here can cause it to blob up or not. So you need to be very careful with that. Always tamp off, right? And start off your paper and then just bring it in. Because really we just want a hint of color. Oh, I'm loving this. I love Pretty Peacock. You know, it's going to replace my Bermuda Bay. Because I do love me some Bermuda Bay. That's on the next card I'm going to show you how to make. Okay. And so there we just have some very light blending. Just enough to give it, some, I don't know, something, right? Hey, Tisha. Oh, thank you so much for giving us a thumbs up underneath the video. We appreciate that. You know what? That signals to YouTube that we're doing a good job. And then they help push our cards out. And we just really appreciate that. Now, you want to make sure that this is done the right way. So I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to bring it back in. And there we have it. Okay. So I need to bring in my sentiment. And I'm going to stamp it in Bermuda Bay. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, this is such a pretty sentiment. Your friendship means everything. And I love it when they do some like Times Roman and then they bring in some script writing. Don't you? Love it. Okay. Oh, just threw a bunch of papers on the floor, but that's okay. Okay. So the next thing, I'm going to put this to the side and I want to show you how to stamp these flowers. Oh my goodness. Now remember I told you I'm just using the background. I'm not going to bring in the definition, but it is so pretty. Now look at this. Tap, tap, tap. Hold it down. Look at that. That is pretty all by itself, right? I don't even need to bring in any definition. So I'm just going to show you one more time. Oh my goodness. There you go. You don't even have to stamp it twice. Now, I'm going to bring in a little bit of yellow. So we're going to bring in the Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to stamp that right in the middle. Okay. So let's just go ahead and give that a little stamp. Oh, and you know what? It's just a hint of color. But oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that pretty? That pretty peacock, that is a keeper. I'm so glad that they brought it back because I was so upset that they got rid of my beautiful Bermuda Bay, but that's okay. I mean, it wasn't too upset. Now, we wanted to use a color that coordinated with all of this for our leaves, and we knew that we couldn't bring in like a green, like a shaded spruce or a granny apple because we needed to keep it in the blue-green family. So we went ahead and brought in this new color, Lost Lagoon, which I guess is a returning color, right? But we don't know anything about that. So we weren't here when this existed. So look at this. Tap, tap, tap. Look at that beautiful color. And that kept it in the blue-green family. So we liked it. So now let me show you what we did. We went ahead and we cut our Cajun Craze pieces. So let's go ahead and flatten this and let's lay these down. Okay, we're just having a little border on all sides. Just get that right where we need it. Oh, move it down just a little bit. Just get that picked up just a tad bit. Come on. Sometimes that glue really grabs, doesn't it? And then we're going to put a little bit more. We're going to get all our Cajun Craze laid down first. And look at that coordination. I tell you, that's why I love Stampin' Up! Because their colors coordinate so well together. And I don't have to think about it. Let's just get that laid down. Love the Retiring Daisy stamp set. Yes, so glad. Hey, Anne, thank you for coming tonight. We're just so happy to see all our crafting friends. Okay, so there we have this. Isn't that a great template? Don't you love this design? Now let's go ahead and let's add this up on some dimensionals because I really like dimensionals. It gives you that, I don't know, it just adds to your card. And it really doesn't add that much to your envelope either, I don't think. So, you know, a tip for taking off the backing, several things. Yes, of course, you can use take your pick tool, but you can also use your fingernail, press on the middle, and it comes right off. So whichever way you want to do it is a quick way to do it. So I'm just going to use my fingernail on this. And we're just going to lay this down. Get it centered. And see, it's going to go right here. Did I do it right? Maudie's probably saying, oh my gosh, Do it right, do it right. And I don't know. It won't fit that way, so it has to fit this way. Okay. Now, before I put this one on, I want to go ahead and bring in those beautiful flowers. Look at these flowers that we went ahead and cut out. We have our leaves right here. We're just going to put our flowers up on some dimensionals. Now, what you have to be mindful of when you do this is going to go just like this. So you can't have your flowers hitting that piece right there. So you need to make sure that you can take them off this square, but you can't have them hit right there. So we could put it right there. That would be a good place to put it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a few right here in the corner of dimensionals. And I'm going to take the backing off. Just get that popped up. So we can just pop them off. Do you find dimensionals everywhere? I find them places that I don't even take my dimensionals. Like, I don't know, I find them in the bathroom, in the bedroom. I don't take my dimensionals there, but I think they follow me. So here we have that. And now, see, this goes right like this over the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay this down so that I know exactly where to lay my flowers. Otherwise, I might get a little confused. So I'm just going to lay that flat. Make sure it's laid perfectly. And there we have it. Okay. So now we're going to bring in our flowers. And I know that I can put a flower right here. So I'm going to put a dimensional right there, right in the center. Carol, thank you for coming. I don't know if I saw you earlier. There's that one. And then I'm going to put two up here. So I need to put one here. So it can't hit this right here, right? That's important. So maybe I'll put the shorter part up there. Just going to put one little dimensional and get that put right here. And then I'm going to put one right here, just right there. Love these daisies. Are y'all daisy friends? Or better yet, what is your favorite flower? Mine, of course, is sunflowers. Those are my favorite flowers. Now, I'm just going to slip some of these leaves, but I'm going to glue them. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to slip them right underneath. Tell us, what is your favorite flower? We would love to know. We have any other sunflower lovers out there? Okay, let's get this one right here. And remember, you can't go over down here. Hey, Carol, welcome. You had to pick up your granddaughter from play practice. Oh, my goodness. Play practice. Is that a play she's going to be in? What part is she playing? I have an education background, so I'm a retired educator, so we had plays all the time. Kids were so cute. Love plays. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn this, and let's add just a few little leaves right here. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, Carol, you had daisies in your wedding. Oh, I bet that was pretty. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we want to add some little gems. Look at these. These are our new gems. Hey, Felicia. Calla lilies. Oh, boy. Calla lilies, they grow like crazy, right? Yes. So we're going to put one here, and then I'm going to put two up here. Just see how that looks. And you know what I forgot? Maudie's probably having a fit saying, you forgot to add your DSP. Oh my goodness. Look at this. That really adds to it. Look at that. This is that beautiful new 6x6 DSP. Oh, love this card. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there, finishing up our first card. Okay. What do you think, guys? Crafting friends, let us know. Let us know. If you are watching the rebroadcast, take a moment, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this card. Do you like it? Do you love those daisies? Don't you love this now? And then it just very naturally folds over just like this to fit in your envelope. And then when your recipient takes it out, they're like, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. And you have plenty of room to write your little message right here. What do you think? Okay, first card. Love this card. Okay, remember, stay with us because we have 2 more cards to show you. But let's get busy with our second card now. Here we come, guys. Here is my favorite color, Bermuda Bay. See, it kind of matches my outfit. So remember, the first thing you do is you cut your paper down to 5.5 by 8. And then you score on the landscape side 2 and 6. So let's go over how easy this is. We score, move it over to 6, score, and then we are going to turn it on portrait side, and we are going to cut between these score lines. So put it at 1 1/4. Move your cutter right there to that score line, right here, and we're going to cut down to there. We're going to pick it up. We're going to move it, just flip it over, move it to 1 1/4, close it, move this back up, and here is our score line. So I need to move this down just a little bit, and we're going to cut to right here. Now you see we have our 2 cut lines, and now the rest are score lines. So we put it landscape, and we are going to score between these 2 score lines. We're going to score at 3 and 5. Everything else is a score line. So score 3, move it over to 5, score, right? So we have our little score lines here. Now, move it to 4, and we're going to score just at the top and the bottom because that creates our card, right? That's half of our card. So we have to have a way to fold it to get it into the envelope, right? And that's it. And now we start creasing our card. So let's crease our side first. Let's go ahead and crease that. Flip it over. Flip it over. So now we have this. So the next thing you want to do is use your fingers because you don't want to crease right here. So we're just creasing that one right here. And then we're creasing this one right here. It's all you're doing. And then it very naturally will fold up just like that. So bring it in your bone folder or whatever you want to use and just crease it again. And there you have it. Look at that. So easy. Okay, now I threw all kinds of things on the floor. But I want to show you another tip that Monty and I do. We wanted to use some gold. Well, back when we had a gift basket business, we bought some very thick gold gift wrapping paper. So we're just using that. We are going to use that right here as our first mat. Just a little trick. Have you thought about using some of your gift wrapping paper? Isn't it amazing? The things that we can use. We're pretty creative crafters, aren't we? So we're just going to add that. Get it added. You wouldn't know that that wasn't gold cardstock, right? Shh. Don't tell anybody. Only the thousands of people who watch this will know. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just get this lined up. There we go. And we are using textured chic before it goes out because I love that paper. Look at that paper. Oh, love it. You were probably wondering, where is she going with this, right? Have you thought about using, have you thought about using gift wrapping paper? Let me know. Have you used gift wrapping paper for your cards? I would love to know because, you know, sometimes they have some fantastic stripes and dots. Just another way to save some money, right? Okay. There we have it. Now, I want to remind you that the supplies will be listed below the video. If you see something you want and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty, it'll be listed below the video. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? You wouldn't know that that wasn't cardstock. What do you think about that idea? It's our little secret, Stella. That's right. Okay, now I want to show you what I did for these little pieces right here. I went ahead and I just dry embossed it. I just grabbed an embossing folder and I embossed them. I used the Hive for this one, but I also brought in Coastal Cabana because I wanted to use some coordinating colors. So let's go ahead and lay this down. Let me know what you think about this color. There's really not much difference, but there's just enough, I think, to kind of make it pop. What do you think about that color? Well, before you say anything, let's go ahead and get the Hive embossed paper on there. That'll probably make a difference too. Oh yes, Felicia, that is a great idea to use the inside of envelopes. And you know, Maudie and I do that a lot with Paper Pumpkin. When we are creating our alternatives, we are always using the envelopes. The top and the inside, because they give us colors. And so when they don't give us colors for the inside of the envelope, we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? So what do you think about that? Just a little bit, it's just a light, just a little bit of difference, right? Now let's bring back in our Bermuda Bay. Now this is a 3D embossing folder, so you really need to get the glue in there. And let's just get that. Okay, there we go. I don't know, you know, sometimes it's really nice not to use DSP on everything, but to go ahead and bring in some embossed paper. Now wait till you see the middle of this one. I really love this. I love what we've decided to do. Okay, what are you thinking? You think this is working? Okay. Oh, Sis said that y'all had some great ideas. I don't know. Let's see. That way you don't feel guilty about using gold and covering it up. Yeah, I've used the envelopes. Yep. Buffalo check. Oh, that's a great idea, Tisha, and use it for your paper. Okay, now see, it looks pretty, but wait till you see how we're doing this middle part right here. You're gonna love it. Okay, all we're doing is we brought in our Coastal Cabana. So let's go ahead and just keep that over to the side. But now, to save time, what I did is I went ahead and I wet embossed this. See, you can see that it's gold. Can you see that sparkle? There you go. Now, I'm going to show you what I used. I used the flower right here from Happiness Abounds. This is one of our favorites, right? I know they're getting rid of it, but it's one of our favorites. I know, Felicia. Is anybody a Rocky Horror Picture Show fan? I'm showing how old I am. But if you are, you know all about anticipation. Okay, and I used the Thank You from Irresistible Blooms. Okay? Wait till you see how we colored this. Now, I'm looking for my paper to put down. And let me show you the blends that I'm going to go in a little bit closer. Let's get that. Let's see. I'm going to do that. Going a little bit closer so you can see. Okay. I'm going to use Dark Pool Party, Light Calypso Coral. Let's move that there. And Light Poppy Parade. Now this is so pretty. First I'm going to come in and I'm just going to do the leaves. Okay, now that's not hard. We're just going to do them one color. But you know what? That gold embossing, oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now I will tell you, I want to remind you because we sometimes forget. When we do our embossing, we forget to do our little buddy. And what ours looks like is this. We use this to go over our paper so that, you know, we don't get the gold everywhere. So that's really important. Make sure that you dust it with your little buddy. And now we're going to bring in the color. Oh, this is so pretty. Wow. So I'm just going to go over just a little bit. I'm just going to go over this just like that. Go over just a little bit. Few places. And now I'm going to bring in this light color. Oh, it's so pretty. Now, because these are alcohol blends, you'll remember that once the alcohol dissipates, it will lighten up. So, you don't have to worry about that. This is so pretty. This color. Oh, love this color. Okay, and you can always come back in and give it a little bit of darkness if you want. And say, you know what? I want a little bit right there. A little bit more. And then we can go back over. Just kind of lighten it up. And you'll see by the time we color our other one, it will be, oh, I don't know. I'm just in love with that color. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with the dark again. A little bit darker. Just right there on the lines, just to get some color. Come in with the light. And I'm going over the edge just a little bit where it meets the Poppy Parade so that it lightens that up and it's not quite as hard. Oh my goodness. And doesn't this look like my shirt? Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Now let me go back. Let me go back a little bit. Get back out just a tiny bit. Oh, not too much. Okay. Now we're going to add this to our Coastal Cabana, and look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. I'm going to add it on some dimensionals. And you know, look how it bleeds through. That's why you want to make sure you always have some paper down, right? Oh, I forgot one. Let's see, his habit to check to see if the inside out is different color. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Okay. Now remember, I have two other cards to show you that are completely different than these cards. So, let's add this right here. I don't know. I just love this color. And we're just going to put our glue right here. Little bit of glue. Add this right to center it. Make sure you have the same border here and there. And what do you think? Look at that. Isn't that? I just love those colors. I love the way those blends work together. And what's interesting is when I was trying to find the right color, I took a piece of paper and I used like the dark Poppy Parade and the light, and there wasn't enough difference. So that's why I had to bring in the light Calypso, because I put the two colors together and I thought that's what I want to use. So that's the way I determine what colors we want to use. So get ready, because I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite? Okay, here we go. Let me see. So we have our card that we created. Oops, it's a little too far. Oh, it's very hard to manipulate this just perfectly. Okay, so here's this one. Here's our card, our other card. Now look at this. We brought in our happiness abounds, and we used the DSP, of course. So we have this one. And then look at this one. Oh, you know what? I forgot to, oh, wait a minute. In case you think this one isn't your favorite, I forgot to add some little gems. We need to add our gems. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I want to add, let's see, one right here. And I'm going to put two right here. And what's so great about these gems is they kind of take the color of your card, right? Love that. So hang on just a second. Well, he's being difficult, so we're just going to pick him up. Okay. I didn't want him to have a disadvantage in what you selected, right? So here we go. But look at this one. Oh my goodness. We used the new 6x6 in color DSP. These are all the new colors. This is the new stamp set. It even has the beautiful gems. They sparkle. Look at that. So, crafting friends, take a moment. Tell us which is your favorite. We're going to wait and see what you say. We have our happiness abounds, our thank you card, our friendship card, and a warm hello card. Oh my goodness. Which are you liking? Felicia, you're right. This particular card, I love this template. It is such an easy design to make, but really, isn't it pretty? And I like the way you move it, and it just folds perfectly to fit into an envelope. Melissa can't pick a favorite. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Well, I don't know. We love them all. I really, I love them. So, the daisies. Sandra likes the daisies. They are beautiful, aren't they? And this paper is so pretty. Well, we want to make sure that y'all head on over to our YouTube channel. Oh, well, you're already here, but to our reels. And Anne likes this one. Also to our Instagram. Make sure that you follow us. Click that subscribe button or the follow button, and that way you get to see what we create. Help us grow our channel. We just love having y'all with us every night. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Pat likes the first one. Oh, she likes the daisy. I don't know, I still like this. And you know, I colored another sample of this. Look at this one. It may have even come out a little better. I just don't know. I love that. I love that. I love the coloring. Well, thank you so much, crafting friends, for spending your time with us. Maudie and I appreciate you so much. You just don't know. We love your comments. If you would take a moment when the video gets posted, leave us a comment. Let us know how you enjoyed the show. We want you to go out and have a fantastic weekend, and remind you that our next live will be on May 3rd and May 4th and May 18th. That's the 1st and the 3rd Thursday of the month. So, hey, Felicia, she loves our shorts. Well, we love y'all. Guys, go out, be amazing like we know you are, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.